Well, hello from the basement. Glad you could be here as we continue to enjoy our beautiful lockdown here in the city of Toronto. This has been a year when we've been narrowly focused on the pandemic for obvious reasons. It's been a pretty huge story. It's also, though, the 2-year anniversary of the abduction of the two Michaels, and there's a lot of attention being paid to it right now. I wrote a column myself about it just a couple of days ago for, I think, obvious reasons. There's the campaign to send cards to the two Michaels via the Chinese embassy in Ottawa, a bit of a pressure campaign there. Politico just this week ran a great interview with the families of the men, which I thought was fascinating. We don't often hear from them. It just strikes me as we cross this 2-year mark, and there's these reports of a possible deal being negotiated between China and the United States that might actually end up in the Michaels being freed. We in this country need to take a lesson from this, and we need to take a lesson a little bit about what we can do and maybe what we should do. But more to the point, I also think if there's one thing we have to learn from this, even if we get the two Michaels back, we have to understand that getting these guys back, it does not actually change anything about China. This is still going to be the regime that we're dealing with. This is still going to be the regime that's using its military to intimidate its neighbors, especially Taiwan. This is still going to be the regime that just crushed democracy in Hong Kong. This is still going to be the regime that has a whole hell of a lot of its own citizens, religious minorities, Muslims, in concentration camps. If this was any other country, we would have much more clarity about what this is and who these people running China are. But because they're big and they're strong and they're rich, and because we do a lot of business with them, we haven't been willing to call them out. Not calling them out is a luxury that's going to get increasingly more expensive. If you think it was difficult now when they had the two Michaels in custody and obviously the botched early response to the pandemic, just wait. They could do a lot worse than this. And unless the free world stands up to the Chinese regime, sooner or later they will. It is only going to get harder for us to deal with China. We have not done great these last couple of years. This regime isn't changing. And the sooner we realize that, the better off we will be.